Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to my Blaze Wizard. This is part 3, I believe, of my Blaze Wizard series, and I have a lot of things that I need to show you guys what I've done over the last couple of days. Starting off with what we did at the end of the last one. So I had just pretty much finished star forcing up my CRAs, and I'm just mostly focusing on leveling up right now. I'm currently level 253 as of the end of the last video, and I've been working on trying to get to 255 as soon as possible. At this point, it was a little bit before reset, so I did want to try to get 255 before the boss reset, so then I had a chance of trying to do some new bosses. In the last video, we went ahead and tried Hard Lucid and Hard Will, and from Hard Lucid we managed to get a Twilight Mark, and from Hard Will we managed to actually get the Cursed Spellbook, which is insane. But right now, I'm focusing on getting level 255. To get to 254, I trained a bunch, and I used the EXP vouchers that we got from the Victoria Cup event, and then I used a Transcendent Growth Potion from the previous event to get level 255. It wasn't exactly the most efficient way to get 255. Obviously, the Transcendent Growth Potion is meant to be used for characters that are above 260, but the main reason why 255 is so important is obviously it unlocks Hard Dark Nail for me to try, but it also gives me a lot of extra damage against both Chaos Gloom and Hard V Healer. Chaos Gloom is a level 255 boss, so at least now I won't be taking any damage penalties. And for V Healer, she is a level 250 boss, so at 255 I'll have max damage against her. I was a little bit concerned regarding how long it would actually take me to do 5% in each of the bosses, so let me show you guys how these runs went. Going into these bosses, I was around 17 mil combat power. I would like to try to do my 5% as fast as possible so that my party members don't need to wait for me for too long for any of these bosses. Starting off with V Healer, the required damage to do 5% in this boss is about 8.8 trillion. This boss is also a little bit annoying to count damage for because she does spawn corpses around the place. She spawns Lotus and Damien throughout the fight as well. So there are a lot of things that might contribute damage to the battle analysis that isn't my own damage to V Healer. Much like for Hard Lucid, we probably need to shoot for more than enough damage to guarantee that we'll be blue. Thankfully, within the first burst or so, I did about 2.5 trillion damage. I'm not really sure exactly how much damage went into V Healer, of course, but being able to do about 2 trillion within one burst is very nice. This is a comfortable pacing for both me and my party members, only needing to stay inside this boss for about 10 minutes. Again, big shout out to my guildies for taking me on this boss so then I could have a chance at getting arcane boxes, which is our main goal here. Ideally, I would like to see an arcane weapon and an arcane armor, but of course we'll take whatever comes to us. I understand that not everybody has the opportunity to get carried in a lot of bosses like I have been on a lot of my characters so far. Of course, I'm trying to get carried as much as possible to catch up to my existing characters, but I hope that this shows that if you are confident in your class and have around 20 mil combat power, even without 6 job, assuming the run isn't too long, you should be able to relatively comfortably hit 5%. I think if I was actually already 260 at this point, hitting the 5% would be significantly easier. Not only do I have my origin skill, I might have some masteries, and of course I won't have any damage penalties regarding the boss. Hopefully this inspires you guys to give a go at some more parties. My character is not particularly strong right now, but it still took me less than 10 minutes to be able to blue dot in this V Healer party. The next boss we're going to is Hard Dark Nail. Now Hard Dark Nail is a bit of an interesting boss because it actually has less HP than Hard V Healer, but the main difficulty with this boss is that it's a level 265 one. I'm only level 255 at this point, so I am taking a 10 level penalty, so I lose quite a lot of final damage, despite the fact that the boss has less HP. But the amount of damage that I need to do on this boss is only 8 trillion, compared to almost 9 trillion on Hard V Healer. It's about 10% less damage that I need to do, whilst losing about 20% final damage compared to V Healer. This means to me that my Hard Dark Nail run should take about as long as my Hard V Healer run. Unfortunately, also in Hard Dark Nail, he does spawn a lot of minions on the floor, so it does kind of mess up the battle analysis for this fight. Again, it's always best to be on the side of caution here and just do more damage than is required, then hopefully we'll be able to blue dot in this fight comfortably. My main concern here is actually taking too long and causing my teammates to die out. This is one of those bosses where if you're not really paying attention, even if you are just waiting for people to catch up, you can end up dying. It was a little bit spicy at first because I wasn't sure if my burst was strong enough against a boss that had such a high level difference against me. But within the first minute or so, I was still able to do about 1 trillion, so we weren't going to be in here for much longer than 10 minutes, hopefully. However, I kind of underestimated how much damage my class was able to do during the DPS. Not all of my damage, of course, is condensed during my burst, so I try to make a good effort in doing damage throughout the fight. It took about 7 minutes for me to do enough damage for the 5%, and we cleared without too many issues. From Hard Darknell, unfortunately, we didn't get anything, and it's a little bit of a shame because from Darknell and in Sea Gloom, I do want a few items. Of course, I want the Arcane Armor and Weapon, but I also really want their Stellar Earrings. The main reason why I want their Stellar Earrings is actually just to make better drop Meso gear, because currently, my farming gear includes a Horntail Earring, and that piece of equipment isn't the greatest, so an Estella would be probably ideal for me. And after experiencing those 2 bosses, I was very confident with the rest of the bosses that we were going to do. I was not going to take too long to do 5% in any of the upcoming bosses between Sea Gloom, Hard Will, and Hard Lucid. I think in the previous video I didn't actually show my Sea Gloom clear, but this is actually the second time that I'm attempting Sea Gloom. For Gloom, I need to do about 6.3 trillion, which is actually less than the amount of damage required for Hard Will. But the main issue with this boss, again, is actually the level of the boss. Sea Gloom is a level 255 boss, so I don't actually get any bonus damage right now. But at least I won't take any penalties because I'm the same level as the boss. Surprisingly, this boss has a lesser arcane power requirement compared to Hard Will as well, so in a way, the difficulties between the 2 bosses is about the same. As expected by the pacing that I did in V-Hiller and in Hard Darknell, it took only about 5 minutes for me to do the 5% required, and we cleared Sea Gloom with relative ease as well. Gloom is a very interesting boss, again, because I am really invested in trying to get the Stellar Earrings for my drop gear, but unfortunately we did not get anything from that boss this week. Moving on to Hard Will, I'll just skip through this boss because we did show that my character can do 5% in the boss already, and the main thing that we're hoping for in terms of drops in both Will and Lucid is the Twilight Mark. Ideally, we would like to see another book drop so then our other party member can pick it up, but unfortunately in this particular run we didn't get anything. Despite not getting anything though, being able to clear Hard Will and Hard Lucid is already a very strong start. We'll be able to build up our droplets and then we'll be able to buy our arcane pieces once we have enough droplets. Moving on to Lucid, of course this boss is very straightforward for us now. If we can do 5% in the C10 bosses and Lucid's 5% requirement is no longer a big issue. With all the gains that I put into my star forcing and my cubing, and of course all the grind that I put in to level up, I actually only took under 3 minutes to be able to do the damage required for the 5% in Hard Lucid. A significant increase in damage, and I'm really glad that these runs are very quick now, so my party members do not have to wait for me. I did, however, have a little bit of a suffering from success moment. One of the conditions of me going on this Hard Lucid run was that if a Dreamy Belt does drop, I have to take it. It's a little bit of an inside joke on this channel if you guys haven't seen the streams. A lot of my characters do have Dreamy Belts, and unfortunately, even though it is a pitch boss item, it is not particularly good, and it takes a lot of additional pitch boss to already be done for the Dreamy Belt to be useful. And on this run, of course the Dreamy Belt drops. Anil even said that I wasn't allowed to go along with any of his other bosses if I didn't take up the Dreamy Belt. Again, a little bit of suffering from success, a bit of an inside joke. Very kind of him to give me the belt. I thank him a lot for it, but yeah. My characters just always get these random drops that may or may not be useful. Not that I'm complaining, the Dreamy Belt's an awesome item, I just can't do very much with it right now. It doesn't stop there though. We're moving on to another boss here, we're moving on to Chaos Slime. Now Chaos Slime is a boss that I don't really know too much about when it comes to damage thresholds. It's a little bit different from the Arcane River bosses because oftentimes you'll be able to get a 1.5 modifier against those bosses depending on your Arcane Force. Because Slime isn't a Arcane boss, you don't get any additional damage from your Arcane Force. And on top of that too, Sea Slime inherently takes less damage when he is not stunned. You have to do a little bit of a mini game for him to be put into a groggy state so you can do your full damage, but otherwise he'll be taking a fraction of the damage that you do. I needed to do 4.5 trillion to be able to do my 5%, and again, it's another boss with a bunch of minions, a bunch of small slimes running around the place that makes the battle analysis a little bit unreliable. That being said though, Sea Slime is typically gauged to be around the same difficulty as Chaos Tenebris in general. Broadly speaking, if you are able to contribute to a Hard Darknell run, you can probably contribute to a Sea Slime run. So I was relatively confident being able to do 5% in Sea Slime, but again, I wasn't really fully sure because I don't do this very often on this boss. Anil, who took me on this run, just didn't stop attacking and he just kept an eye on my color. I stayed at blue dot for pretty much the entire time, and I also kept him updated on my battle analysis. By the time that we had finished the first minigame, I had already done probably enough damage to be a blue dot, but just to make sure, we just slowly chipped down the boss. By the end of the fight, I had already done about 10 trillion damage, but we were pretty confident that it was enough damage to stay blue. Thankfully, after Anil broke the box, we did end up getting a slime ring, which is awesome. We really want this item to be our damage gear, but I was also okay with it being my drop gear as well. It is a very strong item because it can be Star Force past 17, and on top of that, it has an amazing set bonus with the Twilight Mark. I immediately started spending my money to see if I can get it to Legendary, and I did end up managing to hit 3 lines of Int. I also had to do a little bit of a pre-quest to be able to make it into the Dawn set, so then it has the 2 set bonus with my Twilight Mark, which did take a little bit of time, but I didn't record that. It's gonna be like 3rd time doing H Lomian. I think now I'm at 18 mil. I'm getting kind of close to being able to solo this boss, but I don't think I'll be solving this boss anytime soon. The cat goes meow. Oh! It actually sparkled. Holy moly. This is such, like, propaganda against my CPQ. This is propaganda. This... Not me just saying to everybody, yeah, you guys should do CPQ and Commercy because eye patch is, like, not real and monocles are, and... No, it's over. It's over. You know what? At least it was cheap. At least it was cheap. That was the 2nd try, 17 to 18. Yes, I get to keep my money. Oh, there it is. Hybrid. That is a really gross looking hybrid. Now it's time to do something a little bit more fun. Because I checked in already. I have 3,000 of these. So I can buy this event ring selector. Now I can get a better ring than one of these. And wow, look at the base stats. Better than my 17-star ring by a little bit. And this is where the one time I didn't immediately use all of my rewards come into clutch. Look at this. Event ring legendary scroll from, from the last event. It's because I claimed the event ring immediately on the Tanjiro event. And then I didn't use the scroll. So now I have the scroll. Oh, beautiful. This is the leftover cubes from yesterday, so I'm hoping for a little bit of an upgrade. I think I'm still looking for item drop rate with stat. I'll be pretty happy with that, but if we happen to hit a hybrid, I'll also be pretty happy. Ooh, it's Meso obtained though. It is currently Sunday for me, 4th of May. And we currently have a awesome event going on right now, which is the Sunny Sunday. 30% off on all Star Forcing. And we also have amazing Monster Park EXP as well. I believe it is 250% extra Monster Park EXP today. Now, I have a little bit of a problem because I actually ended up spending all of my money yesterday trying to get my hybrids. For those who don't know, I have been investing quite a lot into my drop meso gear. And I did manage to finish up a few items. From this current Victoria Cup event, they gave us event rings in the form of buying it with the currencies. We can use these stamps to be able to buy event rings, and I did end up buying one, and I used it to get a hybrid. Not actually a hybrid, it's a double drop ring, which is awesome. And the main reason for this is because I want maximum drop rate whenever I break boss boxes, and I also want as much drop rate as possible while I farm. This is definitely more of a quality of life thing. It is not mandatory by any means to get any of these. They're very expensive to go for, and I probably shouldn't have gone for it, in all honesty. But I was having a bit of fun, and I did roll for hybrids across as many items as possible. So I have it on my Miser's ring here. I have Meso drop and item drop rate. I have double drop rate on my event ring like I showed just then. I also have a hybrid here on my Carnage treasure. Another double drop on my Dom pendant. This is a relatively new item for me. I actually got a Dom pendant drop. You can see at the bottom, it doesn't say it's crafted by me. I had crafted a Dom pendant, and then the day later, I did get a drop from Arcarium, so funny how that works out. As I was actually rolling for this double drop rate, I did manage to hit 3 lines on the other Dom pendant. I kind of cycled between 2 Dom pendants at a time. Whichever one hit the 3 line, I would keep, and the other one, I would try to go for a double line for farming. My monocle is also a hybrid. My Sweetwater tattoo is a hybrid as well. All I'm missing right now in my gear is one line of additional item drop. Right now I'm using a silver blossom ring with one line of item drop and this earring as Meso obtained. So hopefully in a few days we'll be able to buy another event ring from the same shop, because we are able to buy 3 of these on the world. I just need to wait to get enough stamps, so it should take me another 3 or 4 days waiting for this event to reset. And then hopefully I'll be able to get a hybrid on that as well, and then replace this silver blossom ring. The silver blossom ring is a fine item, but in the future areas, I do want to have better damage, thanks to something like the awake ring, or the event rings in general. But that's not all I wanted to talk about. Today is a 30% off star forcing. But again, I spent all of my money going for these hybrid rings, and as of right now, I have just under 400 mil to my name. It's not a lot. I don't think I can achieve anything with this amount of money, and I have so many pieces of armor that I wouldn't mind pushing, but I just cannot because I don't have any money. But thankfully, my account is well set up. I do have the means to get some more money, so I might do that in a little bit. I can have a few of my mules run through some bosses. I believe I haven't run my Wild Hunters bosses or my Mechanics bosses, and I think if I run all of those, it should give me about 10 bill to play with. Not really much. Maybe we'll get something, but we'll see how we go there. Aside from that too, today is going to be a pretty awesome day for me because of the Monster Park. Because Monster Park is giving us 250% for each of the individual runs, I believe if I do all 7 of my runs, it should give me about 85%. This is also thanks to the Ultimate Collaboration buff. I've put all of my points here into Monster Park Clear EXP, so I'm technically getting about 280% EXP per run. Once I hit level 259 and a little bit, I actually can pretty much straight level up to 260 thanks to these 2 growth potions. I'm able to obtain this magnificent growth potion from the long distance event, and on top of that I have a growth selector coupon here where I can pick the Typhoon growth potion. Between the Typhoon growth potion and the magnificent growth potion, it should give me about 75% EXP. So yeah, I will go and do my Monster Park runs. Afterwards, if I have some time, I might do some of my bossing mules, and we'll see if I can push some of my star forcing. I might try to do perhaps a reinforced earring. I could try to get that to 21 and transfer it over to this superior earring that I already have. Might be nice to get this at 20 and leave it there. Or I could perhaps go for my Absols, like I said, for the same reason. I have a lot of fodders. I don't really mind trying going for it. And similarly, I have a reinforced belt that is also fine to go to 21. Lots of things I can possibly do, but let's start off by just simply leveling to 260. So this is going to be a little bit awkward. I don't know how this is going to sound on the recording because, yeah, let me give you guys a little bit of context for those in the stream. So yesterday, I said I was going to get to 260 and then I was going to spend some money on 30% off. But then the problem was I didn't have any money for 30% off, obviously, right? So I had to go do my boss mules. So I spent like whatever amount of time it was to finish up some boss mules. I got like a little bit of money and I spent a little on 30% off. And then it was like 3 AM. And I was like, I haven't done any of my dailies. It's 3 AM. I just quickly did my Monster Park, did my Arcane River dailies, and went to bed. So I was meant to actually hit 260 yesterday, but instead, I'm going to do it now. And you guys can be part of it, I guess. The plan is today, I'll get to 260. I was meant to do it yesterday. So the rough math goes like this. I think I get about 10% for my dailies. I get 25% roughly for Monster Park. So that's already 35. So I'm basically 259 already if I just finish my dailies. Then what I need to do is just train about another 30% and I'll be able to use some of the rewards. And we can unlock 6 job. How exciting. Okay, just finished up dailies. And I think if I claim these now, I should be able to level up. Complete all. Never mind. Not even 10%. I have scammed myself. Oh no. Alright. And this will level us up to 59. Nice. Final run here. and we are on 22%. So I'm gonna train just a little bit more and then we'll level up with the growth potions. Alright, I'll just do 10 minutes of training here. Hopefully that'll give me enough EXP. It should definitely be more than enough. And then we'll use the growth potions to level to 260. Training took a little bit longer than expected. I ended up training 20 minutes instead of the original 10, but this should be good enough here for us. We're at just under 27%. Now let's claim our event stuff. The mag pot should give us a little bit above 50, and this typhoon pot will give us a little under 24, I believe. So hope this works out. So 55, and then 260. Let's go. We've done it. Took us about, what, 20 days to manually train and then use a bunch of growth pots to get to 260, but we made it. It's beautiful. Now we can do the painful part, that is to go through all the quests that are required to do our 6th job. I haven't even done some of the pre-quests leading up to 6th job, so yeah, let's get through it. So the end of yesterday's stream, I didn't finish my 260 grind. Or rather, I didn't finish my 6th job grind. But right now, I have unlocked 6th job, which is nice. It's nice origin skill unlock. And now I'm just pretty much just grinding for Soul Erda energy. I really want to unlock Soul Janus. And thankfully, I'm not too far off of it. They do give us some Soul Erda. I had some left over from last event as well. So I think I need to get to level 7 Soul Erda or something like that for me to unlock Soul Janus, which will be nice. And that will help me train a little bit and give a little bit more EXP as well, which is nice. But let's start off by doing some dailies. It's going to be the first time I get to start my day with doing Grandest dailies. Alright, well, it didn't take too long, but did get enough energy here to get Soul Janus. It's beautiful. Soul Janus acquired. Now I can farm even easier with extra EXP. I'll probably use Dusk for the time being, because I don't think Dawn is gonna be doing too much damage just yet. So I'll just use Dusk for the time being. Should help clear out the rest of the guys that I'm not really hitting. Actually so close to 261. Pretty productive amount of grinding today. If I can keep up this sort of training, I'm hoping to get maybe 1 level every 2 days. And at the pacing that will go, I'll probably be 275 by the end of the month. Which is a little ambitious, but I think that's not a bad goal. And here we go. 261. Nice. Time for us to farm some bosses. Oh, I can do this now. Oh, I can use an origin for the first time in a boss. It's beautiful. I swear, if another Dreamy Belt flies out, I'm gonna be very mad. Alright, that was the driest Lucid run I've ever seen in my life. End Lucid. Alright, I hope we get a second book here. It'll be great. Okay, that lag really made me think that a book dropped. We're on 9 will and 12 lucid. Does it mean I can buy a lucid armor already? I do have the droplets to do so. I'll buy it if I get an armor box for sure. I think otherwise, it's not super worthwhile, I think. Because I'll be only 1 set. It'll be marginally better than my Absols. And I'm kind of cheap right now. Congrats on ET, Mr. Nil. Surely. Ooh, Estella's did drop. May I take these Estellas? Alright. Then I shall leave the rest as usual. I forgot to start my VA. All good. So this is watch me go red. Alright. Source of Suffering, let's go. Alright, come on. Arcane box. Arcane box. Oh no. Nothing. At least Dark Nail should be relatively straightforward. It's less damage on Dark Nail, only 8T compared to 8.8. Alright, Copium, come on. Arcane box. No. It was empty. Unlucky. So boy got a weapon box and an armor box. Oh, that is the life, man. God, I wish that was me. That's what you call good karma, because he gave me the book. Now he's getting all of it. And a ring box. This guy's too good. What do you guys think? Should we buy the first piece of arcanes? The first one for this character? Then I can, I guess, work on some gloves. Let's have some fun. They give us a lot of droplets this event, so might as well. I can trade it for 12 coins. That's what I want, right? If I spend 12 coins here, then I can get one of these things. It's 12. And we can buy our first piece of arcane on this character. Very nice. Where is it? Mage gloves. You bought Archer? Dude, you said I bought Archer before I even clicked it. Nice try. This guy. I'm actually really excited for these Estellas too. So then I can actually pivot my gear very nicely. I know I should be saving, but there are some small edits I wouldn't mind doing here. I do kind of like the idea of using the Estellas, although I'm in not really much of a rush to use them. What's the next armor to get? I think next week, after Hard Will, I can buy a shoulder. So that's what I'll probably do. Oh, there we go. That's pretty good. 115. I hope I get 2 lines of crit damage on reveal, just to spite Bree. Oh, they actually teared up. Okay. Let's have some fun. I'm gonna sit right here, under the sun. I feel like the gloves hit 3 line of stats so easily in comparison to everything else. Come on. 3 line crit damage. Not asking for much. 3 line crit damage. Oh my god. It was 3. Look at this sandwich. That was the easiest 2 line crit damage I've ever done in my life. Holy, that was cheap. That was actually so cheap. Look at this sandwich though. Isn't this, like, actually kind of ugly? I told you. It's the map. This is the map, guys. You know what? I'm in a good mood. Let's use the rest of these cubes. Why not? Okay, drop rate. That's a good start. I think for this, I'm actually looking for hybrids. I was originally going to do my event ring for hybrids, but we already have this. Might as well, right? Should probably save my money to actually Starforce these things. So maybe I won't zero out on cubes just yet. Oh, what a day. Oh, I don't drop in stat. Very good. I'll just use this for the time being. It's beautiful. 262. Let's go. So today, there's a lot of things on this character that I'm really excited for. And I'm probably going to start off with my, I guess, most anticipated thing for myself personally. And get my second ring. So I just need to check in here one more time. So what I'm hoping to do here is to maybe get a CPQ party to start. Oh, perfect. And then hopefully this will give me the things I need. Just need to kill another, what, 700 and something mobs to check in. I can buy my ring. So yeah, let's start off by doing some Commercy. Now that we're done with Commercy, I think I've done enough mob kills here. Should be able to check in. Nice. And now I can exchange these for another event ring. So this will be my last event ring for this character, I think. Because all these rings are pretty solid right now. Alright guys, I need you guys to put your predictions in. When do I actually hit this thing? Oh, never mind, just needed to complain a bit. But best case scenario here is either a hybrid or double drop. Oh, that's pretty decent. It is Meso obtained, so not super ideal, but still good. Yeah, I still have 100% Meso, but then I can use this and try roll a hybrid on this, which is technically better. Of course, it's a clean 13, 10, 10. I'll hit, don't worry. Is that better? Slightly better. Gains? It will pay off. It'll make me feel better. That's for sure. Oh, there we go. See? It's all good. I told you we hit. Yes, drop gear is done. And it's the line I was looking for too. I get to keep this Meso line. Perfect. That's my drop gear done. Yes! Let's go. Nice. All of that, just for it to still be worse than my old gear. But I guess the 9% all stat does kind of carry it over. I'll take the double item drop any day of the week. It's all good. Alright, just about to level up. Probably one or two more creep waves. Not creep waves, spawns. What? Creep waves? There we go. 265. Amazing. And hopefully with the event stuff, I might be able to get like a couple of like levels in the Arcus symbol. And then I can also do the dailies. Unlocked Arcus. Got a brand new symbol. Very cool. And then we have a new daily that we can do. Very fun. And on top of that, let's see if I can level up a few times here. So I have some points saved up from the trophy exchange. So I think we can actually buy some. 150. So I can buy, what, 75? I can buy the rest of them after reset. Yeah, nice. Another 60 here. That I'll just put straight into Arcus. I think I'm going to level up the Arcus things as soon as possible. And this should level it up maybe once or twice. Nice. Those two levels should help me a little bit with the dailies. I don't really know if I can train, but I'll find out in a bit. And just to round out today's video, guys, I wanted to show you guys just another week's worth of bossing. I know in this video I've done 3 sets of Arcane River bosses, but they are pretty important to my progression, and in this particular week, they did go pretty hard. At this point, I had only bought 1 piece of Arcane armor, and one of the main things that we are trying to aim for on this character is to try to get 5-set Arcane. I'm pretty much going to be ignoring my Absolab armor. Usually I tend to push them past 20 stars, but because I'm trying to treat this character as a main, I am holding off my resources so then I can invest into my Arcane gear. I will skip ahead in some of the bosses because we've seen that my character is more than strong enough to be able to do 5% in all of them. So just to start off with Hard Lucid, we didn't get anything. Unfortunately, we are aiming for Twilight Marks here from Lucid. So hopefully in the future runs we'll be able to get some more spares so then I can push them past 17 stars. On this week though, from Hard Will, we actually got something pretty exciting. The main 2 items that I'm looking for from Will are Twilight Marks and Arcane Boxes. But an additional 3rd drop is something that I don't really bank on, but are very important towards progression, and they are the Ring Boxes. Ring Boxes have a pretty small chance of dropping from all of these bosses I've been doing so far, and from this particular run in Hard Will, I managed to get a red Ring Box. The red ring box is the 3rd best ring box that we can get from these bosses, and they have a small chance of getting some pretty fun items. And from this clear in Hard Will, not only did we manage to get a Twilight Mark, but I also managed to get a Ring of Restraint 3 from this boss. Oh, Ring of Restraint! That's crazy. I'm so lucky. In the upcoming updates for Blaze Wizard, Ring of Restraint will be the main ring for us to use. So getting access to the Ring of Restraint 3 is huge. It adds so much damage and it really improves our burst. Even though the changes aren't going to be coming for a while, this Ring of Restraint will help us so much in doing our bosses a bit faster. And I'm only really waiting for the Ring of Restraint 4 now, and that is perfectly fine. I don't know how long that's going to take, but having a raw 3 in the meantime is just a huge damage upgrade. This basically doubles my burst, and as you guys can see here in Sea Gloom, within the first burst or so, I did about 1 trillion, 1.5 trillion in the first minute. Significantly higher than it usually would be. I think usually I'll take about 5 minutes to do enough damage, but now thanks to the raw, I can do the required damage in about 3 minutes. Significant upgrade, and honestly, this is probably the best cheap upgrade that I could have gotten from any of the bosses. Speaking of Sea Gloom as well, from this boss we managed to get something pretty awesome. We managed to finally get our arcane weapon. This is the first arcane weapon I've seen on this character, and I'm really glad that I got it when I did. You guys saw earlier in the video, I did end up buying my arcane gloves, so now with the weapon, this would actually put me on 2 set. And 2 set arcane is a pretty big jump because we are now able to slowly transition over onto our arcanes. Usually you don't like using 1 set of arcane because you lose the set bonus from the 5 set Absolab, but with 2 set arcanes, it does offset losing that benefit a little bit. The arcane weapon is also significantly better than the Absolab weapon, so I'm looking forward to upgrading this one. As for the next 2 bosses, we didn't get anything from Darknell, but for V-Healer, we did get a Daybreak pendant. I was able to take this pendant on my Blaze Wizard because I believe Anil already had a 22 Daybreak, and Boy, who is the other person in our party, didn't really plan on pushing his pendants because he's working on some other characters, so I was able to take the Daybreak as well. I'm not really sure what I'm going to be doing with this Daybreak, but I might try to push it on a event sometime in the future. And that puts us here at the end of the video. I did spend a little bit of money on my arcane weapon just to flame it, and I bought I think 50 red flames just for fun. And I did get pretty lucky here. You guys can see, look at this beautiful flame on this arcane weapon. It managed to hit a tier 6 magic attack, tier 6 boss damage, and tier 5 damage. This is probably as good as it's ever going to be on an arcane weapon. To be honest, when I eventually get a Genesis weapon on this Blaze Wizard, I don't think that the flame is going to be much better than this in terms of the tiers. This is basically the dream when it comes to a weapon, at least when it comes to an arcane weapon. I'll have to try to star force this up to maybe 16 stars before I can actually use it, and then of course I'll need to give it a potential as well. We do have a cube sale coming up, so ideally I don't want to spend too much on any of these items that I've got recently, but nonetheless I am super happy and really excited to use this new arcane weapon. Mostly because I'm going to be able to train really nicely. Now that we unlocked Arcus, I should be able to train there pretty soon, and the main thing that was causing me issues was the fact that my fountain was not being able to two-shot in the map. Now that I have an arcane weapon though, two-shotting with the Shower fountain should be significantly easier. But I'll leave that for content on stream, and that'll be it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, please give the videos a like. It helps me out a lot. And if you guys would like to see more from me, please consider subscribing to the channel. Take care guys, and I'll see you all in the next one.